Right now, somewhere in the world, someone is drinking a Coca-Cola. Maybe it's you. Nearly 2 billion servings of Coca-Cola products are consumed every single day. It's everywhere. Gas stations, vending machines, restaurants, the most recognized brand on planet Earth. But what if I told you that this drink wasn't supposed to quench your thirst? It was supposed to cure you? But before we unravel this pharmaceutical mystery, quick favor, if you're curious about the hidden origins of everyday things, hit that like button. It helps more people discover these buried stories. Now, let's go back. Today, the Coca-Cola Company is worth over $250 billion. The formula is locked in a vault in Atlanta, Georgia, one of the most guarded secrets in corporate history. They sell it as refreshment, as happiness in a bottle. The marketing shows polar bears, family gatherings, summer days, pure joy. But here's what's strange. If you look at the original trademark from 1893, Coca-Cola wasn't registered as a beverage. It was registered as a medicine, not a soft drink, not refreshment, medicine. And if you trace backwards through Coca-Cola's story, you'll find something the company doesn't talk about much anymore. Something they've spent over a century distancing themselves from. So how did a pharmaceutical product become the world's favorite drink? Let's reverse the timeline. What happens when you work backwards from a soft drink to its origins? You'll be shocked. Let's go back to 1985. Coca-Cola made what many call the biggest marketing blunder in history. They changed the formula. New Coke? It was supposed to be sweeter, more appealing to younger generations. The company spent $4 million researching it. 200,000 taste tests. But America revolted. People hoarded old Coke, they protested. Some claimed they felt like a piece of American identity had been stolen. Within 79 days, Coca-Cola brought back the original formula as Coca-Cola Classic. But here's what's interesting. Why were people so attached to that specific taste? What was in that original formula that felt irreplaceable? Let's go back further. The 1920s and 30s? Prohibition has ended. Coca-Cola is growing fast, but the company faces a problem. Competitors are trying to copy the taste. So in 1919, the formula gets locked away. Only 2 executives know it at any given time. They never fly on the same plane. The recipe is written down and stored in a bank vault. But why so secretive? What were they protecting? By this time, Coca-Cola had already changed the formula. Quietly, without announcement. They'd remove something that had been there from the beginning. What ingredient was so important they built a century of secrecy around it? Keep watching. Early 1900s. Coca-Cola faces mounting pressure. The Pure Food and Drug Act is coming. Public opinion is shifting. Newspapers are running headlines about habit-forming drinks, and Coca-Cola contains cocaine, not a lot. By 1903, it's trace amounts, but it's there. Extracted from coca leaves, the same plant used to make cocaine. The company makes a crucial decision. They hire a chemist to develop a process to remove the cocaine alkaloid from coca leaves while keeping the flavor. They succeed. By 1929, the formula is completely cocaine-free. But here's what's wild. Even today, Coca-Cola still uses coca leaves. They import them legally from Peru. A single pharmaceutical company in New Jersey processes them, removes all cocaine content, and sells the flavoring to Coca-Cola, the cocaine. It goes to medical facilities, the flavor. It goes to Coke, but this raises the question, why was cocaine in there in the first place? Let's go back to the beginning. To understand Coca-Cola, you need to understand one man. And to understand him, you need to understand the American Civil War, John Stith Pemberton, Confederate Army officer, wounded in April 1865, just days before the war ended, slashed across the chest with a cavalry saber. The wounds heal, but the pain doesn't. Like thousands of Civil War veterans, Pemberton becomes addicted to morphine. It's the only painkiller available, and he's desperate to find something else. Some way to treat the pain without the morphine. He's not just a soldier, he's a pharmacist, a chemist. And he starts experimenting. A year before Coca-Cola, Pemberton creates something else. Pemberton's French wine Coca. It's a mixture of wine, coca leaves, and cola nuts. And it's marketed as medicine, a cure for morphine addiction, for nervousness, for headaches, for mental and physical exhaustion. The coca leaves provide cocaine, a stimulant. The cola nuts provide caffeine. The wine makes it palatable. And it sells, but then Atlanta goes dry. Prohibition comes to the city in 1886. Pemberton can't use alcohol anymore. So he reformulates. He removes the wine, adds sugar syrup, carbonated water, creates a fountain drink instead of a wine tonic. On May 8, 1886, Coca-Cola is served for the first time at Jacob's Pharmacy in Atlanta. Price, 5 cents a glass. His bookkeeper, Frank Robinson, names it. He thinks the two C's will look good in advertising. Coca-Cola, he writes it in flowing Spencerian script, the handwriting that's still used today. But here's what matters. Pemberton isn't selling refreshment. He's selling medicine. The ads call it a brain tonic and intellectual beverage. It claims to cure headaches, neurasthenia, hysteria, melancholy, and the secret ingredient? The thing that Pemberton believed would cure his morphine addiction? Cocaine. He was treating one addiction with another drug. But he didn't know that. Nobody did. Cocaine was legal, sold over the counter, considered a miracle drug. Pemberton genuinely believed he'd created a medicine, a cure, something that could help people like him, veterans struggling with pain, workers dealing with exhaustion, anyone suffering from what they called nervous disorders. Here's the tragic part. John Pemberton never saw Coca-Cola succeed. He died on August 16, 1888, just 2 years after creating it. Still addicted to morphine, nearly broke. Before he died, he sold portions of his company to various partners. He needed money for his morphine habit. For medical bills? The man who created the most valuable beverage formula in history died with almost nothing. A businessman named Asa Griggs Candler bought the rights to Coca-Cola for $2,300 in 1891. That's about $77,000 today. Today, that formula is worth hundreds of billions. Pemberton never knew his medicine would be drunk by billions. He never knew it would outlast every product from his era. He never knew that his attempt to cure his own addiction would become the world's most famous drink. So let's connect the dots. Follow the path backwards one more time. You're holding a Coca-Cola today. A soft drink, refreshment. 50 years ago, it still contained coca leaf flavoring, but no cocaine. 100 years ago, it contained trace amounts of cocaine marketed as a delicious and refreshing drink. 120 years ago, it contained cocaine intentionally, sold as brain tonic and cure. 140 years ago, it didn't exist at all. Just a wounded veteran in a pharmacy trying to cure his pain. The journey from medicine to beverage wasn't planned. It was necessity. Prohibition forced out the wine. Public pressure forced out the cocaine. Marketing genius transformed it from cure to refreshment. But the bones are still there. Coca leaves still used. Cola nut extract still present. That original medicinal formula buried under layers of corporate history. Every time you drink a Coke, you're drinking a ghost of 19th century medicine, a veteran's attempt at self-medication. A cocaine-laced wine tonic that lost its wine, then its cocaine, but kept its name. Coca-Cola isn't just a drink, it's a time capsule. A reminder that the products we trust today often have wild, buried pasts we've completely forgotten. So the next time someone hands you a Coke, you'll know. You're not just drinking a beverage, you're drinking history. If this story blew your mind, smash that like button and subscribe for more reverse histories that uncover the shocking origins of everyday things. Drop a comment telling me what other product has a hidden past I should investigate next. McDonald's? Aspirin? Blue jeans? Let me know. Thanks for watching Hidden Chapters. See you in the next story.